Hello again and welcome back. Welcome to a new class, class 77. Yes, yesterday was class 76 con la canción 76 Trombones Led the Big Parade. And today, class 77. A ver. Many years ago, a television program. Yes, 77 Sunset Strip. 77 Sunset Strip. Yes, a detective show on television in the United States. Class 77. So, let's begin on camera 1, reviewing class 76. 1, 2, 3. All right. Richard, yes? Yeah, ask me some questions. Come on, ask me some questions. Let's see. In the passive voice? Well, yeah, why not? In the passive voice. Richard, when was the last time you were told to wear a sweater in class? Well, I've been told. Well, I've never been told to wear a sweater in class. It's my decision. So nobody tells me. Nunca se me ha dicho. Es voz pasiva con el verbo to tell. De hecho, lo usamos mucho, el verbo to tell en la voz pasiva, donde en español nunca, casi nunca. I've never been told to wear a sweater in class. However, I was told not to wear a green sweater in class because it creates problems. I was told at the beginning, fui dicho literalmente, se me dijo, que es voz pasiva, me dijeron, they told me, eso es a they impersonal. I was told not to wear a green sweater, but I've never been told not to wear a red or orange sweater, okay, never. But Richard, have you ever been told to keep your back straight? To keep my back straight? Good posture, many times. My God, I've been told to keep my back straight 1,000 times. By my mother, by my father, by my sister, by my wife, by myself, by other people. Keep your back straight. By Maria. I've been told by photographers, keep your back straight, hold your head up. Yes, I've been told 1,000 times to keep my back straight. Richard, have you ever been told to get lost? Que me pierda. Freír espárragos. Yes, I've been told to get lost. Have you ever been told to fry asparagus? Yeah, that's an interesting expression in Spanish. In English, we don't fry asparagus, okay? We jump in a lake. Los niños dicen, vete a saltar un lago. And here you say, vete a freír espárragos. Okay, fine. Well, I've been told in English to jump in a lake a few times. And I've been told in Spanish to fry asparagus. And I have fried asparagus. Yeah, I have. Yeah, several times in my life. Living in Spain, I like asparagus. Green asparagus, wild. We say wild asparagus. Los trigueros are wild, silvestres, salvajes. Wild asparagus, yes. And you take the wild asparagus, you put it in a frying pan, you add salt, rock salt perhaps, sal gorda. We say sal roca. Rock salt, or bechamel, or some other ingredients, and you fry it. So yes, I have fried asparagus. And so my wife told me, vete a freír espárragos. So I went to the kitchen and I fried asparagus. Okay. But Richard, have you ever been told to move to another house? No, I've never been told to move to another house. Have you ever been told to speed up? Probably. Probably I've been told to speed up. You know, if you're driving too slowly, the other person says, hey, can you speed up a little bit? I'm in a hurry. Or if you're walking too slowly, say, hey, come on, we're late. Let's speed up. Acelera ritmo. Yes, I've been told to speed up. Richard, have you ever been told to slow down? Yeah, I've been told to slow down more than to speed up. My wife always tells me, oye, pues, bajar un poco la velocidad. Can you slow down a little bit? Can you slow? So I've been told to slow down a lot of times. I've been told to keep my back straight. I've been told to speed up. I've been told to jump in a lake. I've been told to fry asparagus. I've been told not to wear a green sweater. And I've been told to concentrate on the camera and not to look in other places, or to look at Maria, or to look above the camera or below the camera, or to the right or to the left. So when I'm talking to you, I'm looking straight at the lens, the lens of the camera. I'm not looking above it. I'm not looking above it like now, and I'm not looking below it like now. Above, below, above, below, at. All right. To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, at. And now I'm looking at you. I'm looking at the camera. Sometimes I look just above the camera a little bit, but you can't tell. Can you tell I'm not looking at the camera now? Can you tell I'm not looking at the camera? Can you tell? Can you tell? Can you tell? Can you tell es lo percibes, lo ves, lo notas. La expresión decir en este caso se usa muchísimo en inglés. Can you tell? Now can you tell I'm looking straight at you? Now watch my eyes carefully. I'm going to look, at the count of 3, I'm going to look just above. Rima con love. Por encima del amor sería above love. Ahora, on the count of 3, I'm going to look just above the camera and try to notice the movement in my eyes. 1, 2, 3. Can you tell? Can you tell I'm not looking at you? Okay. Oh, there are tricks in looking at cameras, and there are tricks in looking at people. If you want to look at a person and keep your eyes on that person to make the person perhaps feel intimidated or to feel uncomfortable, look at the person just above their eyebrow. These are the eyebrows. These are my eyebrows. Look at the eyebrows, or look right in the middle of their head here. They think you're looking at their eyes, usually. And so, but you're not. You're looking at their head, their forehead, su frente, their forehead. So they're tricks, okay? Now, have you ever been told to go to bed? Me, yes, of course. Especially when I was a little boy. My mother always, 8:30. It's 8:30, Ricky, go to bed now. It's time for bed. So I've been told to go to bed hundreds of times. I've been told to go to bed. And usually I went to bed. I didn't complain. I was a good kid, I think. I was a good kid. So when my mother told me to go to bed, I went to bed. Or if my father said, go to bed, when he told me to go to bed, I went to bed. So I've been told to go to bed probably 500 times. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes to continue after our next teacher.
Thank you, Richard. My name's David Waddell, and it's time to review the last class, class 76. Now we're on class 77, but of course, we need to review what we looked at yesterday. And to do that with me here is Marina, my star pupil. How are you today?
Very well.
Yes?
Yeah.
You sure?
Over the moon.
Over the moon, okay. muy feliz, in efecto. Okay, so today we're going to look at the first part is going to be expressions like me robaron el coche, me robaron, that sort of thing. And of course we use the passive. So my wallet was stolen, my car was stolen. So vamos a practicar, okay? So me robaron el coche.
My car was stolen.
My car was stolen. Repeat.
My car was stolen.
Ah, esta vez no tan bien. He escuchado un stolen. One more time.
My car was stolen.
My car was stolen. One more time.
My car was stolen.
Yeah, try and sort of unite it with the S of was. My car was stolen.
My car was stolen.
Perfect. In casa, me robaron el coche. My car was stolen. My car was stolen. We're always uniting words, always sort of linking words together. Okay, let's do another one. Me robaron el abrigo.
My coat was stolen.
My coat was stolen. My coat was stolen. Very good. In casa. Me robaron el abrigo. My coat was stolen. My coat was stolen. Okay, let's do another one. ¿Robaron ellos tu pasaporte en el aeropuerto el mes pasado? Aeropuerto el mes pasado?
Was your passport stolen at the airport last month?
Perfect. Very good. Repeat.
Was your passport stolen at the airport last month?
Very good. One more time.
Was your passport stolen at the airport last month?
Very good. Okay. En casa, ¿robaron ellos tu pasaporte en el aeropuerto el mes pasado? Was your passport stolen in the airport last month? Was your passport stolen? Sí, me cuesta a mí. Es que está.
It's a long
muy bien.
sentence.
It's only a sentence, I know, it's terrible. Anyway, okay. ¿Pintaron ellos tu casa la semana que viene?
Was your house painted last week?
Good. And, ¿pintarán ellos? Me he equivocado yo. ¿Pintarán ellos tu casa la semana que viene?
Will your house be painted last week?
La semana que viene.
Okay, next week.
Okay. Estamos habiendo
All right,
errores
one time.
entre los dos. One
Yeah.
more time.
Will your house be painted next week?
Will your house be painted next week? Will your house be painted next week? Okay, so ¿pintarán ellos tu casa la semana que viene? Will your house be painted next week? So we have the verb to be in the past and we have the participle, painted, not the past, the participle, to be painted, yeah? It was painted. Okay? Now let's go on to the other thing, which is an expression we use. Now, I'm sure that everybody knows how to say the last time I did something. But what people tend to forget is I last did something, or I first did something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you sentences with the last time or the first time, and I want you to change them to I last learned or I first learned. Yeah? Do you understand?
All right. Yes.
Yeah? In casa, do you understand? Yeah, I'm sure you do. Let's see. Okay. So the last time I went to the cinema was last Saturday. So you last?
I last went to the cinema
Yes?
last week
Yeah, last Saturday.
or last Saturday.
Repeat. Very good.
I last went to the cinema last Saturday.
Perfect. One more time.
I last went to the cinema last Saturday.
Good. I last went to the cinema last Saturday. I last went to the cinema last Saturday. It's a structure that not many people use in Spain. It's slightly more difficult. But let's see. Let's do another one, shall we?
All
Yeah.
right.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Good. Perfect. Okay. The last time they visited me was 2 years ago.
They last visited me 2 years ago.
Perfect. Very good. One more time.
They last visited me last
2 years ago.
2 years
the
ago.
first time was perfect, but
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
they last visited me 2 years
2
ago.
years ago.
One more time.
They last visited me 2 years ago.
Good. They last visited me 2 years ago. Perfect. In casa. They last visited me 2 years ago. Repeat. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, now let's use expression the first time, yeah? So the first time I came to Spain was when I was 7. The first time I came to Spain was when I was 7.
I first came to Spain when I was 7.
Very good. Repeat.
I first came to Spain when I was 7.
Okay, otra vez.
I first came to Spain when I was 7.
Very good. Okay, so again, I first came to Spain when I was 7. Repeat. I first came to Spain when I was 7. Let's do one more, very, very quickly. Okay, the first time he spoke to me was in January.
He first spoke to me in January.
Very good. Repeat.
He first spoke to me in January.
Again.
He first spoke to me in January.
Very good. Okay, in casa, he first spoke to me in January. In January. January, not January. January. So repeat. Good. Okay, very good. We've run out of time, unfortunately.
Oh, what a pity.
But we've covered a lot of material, I think. And of course, you have to practice at home in voz alta, aloud. It's very, very important that you speak. Otherwise, this course just isn't worth it, yeah? So I'll pass you back to Richard. And until next time, thank you, Marina.
Thank
and
you.
Thank you at home. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
When did you last study German? Me, I've never studied German. When did you last speak to me about the problems in Turkey? I've never spoken to you about the problems in Turkey. Esta forma de hacer when did you last es lo que vamos a hacer ahora. Vamos a decir ver ahora. Camera 1. Okay, 2 ways. Escuchad. 2 ways. Listen to me. When was the last time you flew to Pakistan? Okay? It's very easy. It's practically the same in Spanish. ¿Cuándo fue la última vez o cuál fue la última vez que fuiste en avión? Que volaste, decimos en inglés. When was the last time you flew to Pakistan? Now, An alternative way is, when did you last fly? Which is more difficult for you because it's further from Spanish, but it's very common. When did you last fly to Pakistan? I've never flown to Pakistan. When did you last cross the border from Texas into Mexico? When did I last cross the border? I last crossed the border into Mexico in 1973, a long time ago. And I'm from Texas, next door. When did you last spend a few days in Lisbon? I last spent a few days in Lisbon about 15 years ago, long time. When did you last see the Islas Cíes in Vigo, near Vigo? Well, en Cangas. Well, the last time I saw the Islas Cíes, the Cíes Islands, was about 2 months ago only. Very pretty, yeah. The bay, the Rio de Vigo is very, very pretty. It's very pretty, beautiful. When did you last see a movie by Quentin Tarantino? Well, I last saw a movie by Quentin Tarantino about 3 or 4 weeks ago. When did you last drink a glass of sherry? Una copa de Jerez. A glass of sherry. Could you repeat the question? Yes. When did you last drink? O sea, ¿cuándo bebí por última vez? Correct. Very good. Congratulations. When did you last drink a glass of sherry? I last drank a glass of sherry probably 5 years ago. I'm not crazy about sherry. Okay? I'm not crazy about sherry. The expression "I'm not crazy about" is no soy gran aficionado de. I'm not crazy about sherry. It's not my cup of tea. Sherry. Los británicos dicen eso. I'm not crazy about sherry. So I last drank, or the last time I drank a glass of sherry was maybe 5 years ago. Okay? And ask me when the last time was. Well, excuse me, Richard, when did you last drink a cup of chamomile tea? I last drank a cup of chamomile tea maybe a year ago. I don't usually drink manzanilla, de té manzanilla, no manzanilla de Córdoba. I last drank a cup of chamomile tea maybe 1 year ago. And Richard, when did you last cook a meal for your wife? I last cooked a meal for my wife about 3 years ago. Yeah, she was sick, so I made dinner for her. Okay. Richard, when did you last take off your sweater on the air? En directo. I've never taken off this sweater on the air. When did you last teach French? Me? Jamais. I have never taught French. I've never taught French. Okay. Richard, when did you last teach Spanish? I've never formally taught Spanish. Informally, for a few minutes, I've taught Spanish. Yeah. But no, I've never taught Spanish. When did you last teach geometry? Geometry? I've never taught geometry. When did you last think about the political problems in Panama? Well, I thought about the political problems in Panama several years ago with Mr. Noriega. Do you remember? Eduardo Noriega? No, that's an actor, I think. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name. But yes, I thought about the political problems in Panama several years ago. All right. And when did you last think about the possibility of life on Neptune? On Neptune? The planet Neptune? No, I've never thought about the possibility of life on Neptune. And when did you last go to Neptune? I've never gone to Neptune. When did you last go to the bank? Oh, that's different. I last went to the bank personally 2 months ago or 3 months ago. I don't go to the bank physically very often. When did you last drive a Porsche? I've never driven a Porsche. When did you last roll up your sleeves in class? Oh, I do that a lot. I last rolled up my sleeves in class maybe 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. When did you last take off your watch in class? I do that a lot too. I last took off my watch. Well, bien, the last time I took off. Yo personalmente prefiero the last time. The last time, aunque sea más largo, the last time I took off my watch in class was maybe last week. Maybe? Do you remember? When did I last take off my watch? 4 classes ago. Okay. I last took off my watch 4 classes ago. Ask me when I last dropped my watch. Richard, when did you last drop your watch? I've never dropped. I've never dropped this watch. Okay. And ask me when I last took off my ring in class. When did you last take off your ring? I last took off my ring about 4 classes ago. Yeah. Ask me when I last cleaned the bathtub in my house. When did you last clean the bathtub in your house? The bathtub, la bañera, in my house, me. When did I last clean the bathtub? Personally, in my house? About 1 year ago, yeah. I helped my wife one day and I cleaned the bathtub. ¿Te lo puedes creer? Can you believe it? Yes. And when did you last kiss Maria? I've never kissed Maria. Yeah. I haven't been so lucky. Okay. All right. I'll be back in a few minutes after our next teacher. Okay. A few minutes ago I said for a next teacher, but I was mistaken. Even I make mistakes, okay? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Me making mistakes? My God. So it was only for advertising, our sponsors, not another teacher. So I have about 45 seconds. ¿Cuándo hiciste por vez última una cosa? When did you last do something bad? I've never done anything bad. When did you last shout at Maria? I've never shouted at Maria. When did you last kill a person? I've never killed a person. When did you last kill a bear? Also, I've never killed a bear. When did you last go fishing? Oh, I last went fishing in the Mississippi River 15 years ago. Okay, now I will pass you to another teacher. Not to our sponsors, but to another teacher.
Hello everyone, and thank you, Richard. I'm Natasha, your teacher, and today I'm here with David, who has a very, very good tip on how to learn English. How are you, David?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. I'm actually excited about your tip. What's your tip of the day?
The tip?
Yeah, to learn English.
I don't know what's the tip of the day.
Your tip for people at home.
Sorry?
Your tip, consejo.
Okay.
Tip is consejo.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know that.
Did you think you had to leave una propina?
I know that meaning, but I suppose that I didn't have to give a tip.
Give me a tip.
Okay, if you want, I give you a tip later.
Okay, no, your tip of the day.
Yes, is to be as much time as possible in contact with the English language.
Exactly.
With the radio, with the TV.
With books, anything, right?
Yes, even if you don't pay attention all the time, but to be
surrounded.
Yes, surrounded by English language.
It's a very good tip, and you can leave me a good tip later.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay, now we're going to go to the grammar point of the day, okay? We're going to see last and first, okay, but in interrogative sentences, okay? So for example, I'm going to say, I last went to France in May, and you have to ask a question. When did you last go to France? Okay, it's a piece of cake. It's very, very, very easy, isn't it, David?
I hope so, yes.
Okay, let's start, okay? Remember at home, any question that I ask you or David, you have to answer out loud. This is very, very important, okay? Let's start. Are you ready?
Ready.
I last went shopping at Easter.
When did you last go shopping?
Very good. When did you last go shopping? Now, I can't remember when.
You last went shopping at Easter.
Very good. You last went shopping at Easter. Okay, very good. The next sentence is for you at home. She first came to Madrid when she was 3 years old. She first came to Madrid when she was 3 years old. Very good. When did she first come to Madrid? When did she first come to Madrid? Now I can't remember. When? Very good. She first came to Madrid when she was 3 years old. Very good, okay? The next one is for David. You ready?
Yes, I am.
He was first promoted 4.5 years ago.
When was he first promoted?
Okay, very important. This is very, very, very important, okay? When it's the verb to be, the position of first and last is different, okay? So for example, I was first promoted 2 years ago. I was first. Verb to be and then first or last, okay? When it's with any other verb, it goes before it. For example, I last went to France 2 years ago. I last went to France, okay? So last, first, and then the verb, okay? Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let's do this sentence again then,
Okay.
He was first promoted 4.5 years ago.
When was he first promoted?
Very good. I can't remember when.
He was first promoted 4.5 years ago.
Very good. He was first promoted 4.5 years ago. Okay, the next one is for you at home. She last ironed her cardigan 2 days ago. She last ironed her cardigan 2 days ago. Now let's ask David if he knows what a cardigan is.
A cardigan is a jersey, but opened.
Exactly, like this.
With buttons.
Like
yes,
this,
like that.
okay? This is a cardigan. How do you say this in Spanish? Rebecca?
No, Rebecca? Yes,
Rebecca,
yes.
I think is shorter, isn't it? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
This is a Rebecca too. Okay,
Yeah,
well
I
there you
think so.
go, okay? This is a cardigan, so I'll repeat. She last ironed her cardigan 2 days ago. Very good. When did she last iron her cardigan? When did she last iron her cardigan? I can't remember. When? Very good. She last ironed her cardigan 2 days ago. Very good. Okay, the next one is for David. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
They first told us what their plans were a few months ago.
When did they first told us?
Tell, because it's
Yes.
a question.
When did they first tell us what their plans were?
Very good. This is a long sentence. Go again.
When did they first tell us what their plans were?
What their plans were.
What their plans were?
Very good. I can't remember. When?
They first told us what their plans were
A few
days ago.
Months ago.
A few months ago.
Okay, one more time.
They first told us what their plans were. What their plans were a few months ago.
Very good. They first told us what their plans were a few months ago. This is a long sentence, okay? The next one is for you at home, okay? I last ran into him on Wednesday. I last ran into him on Wednesday. Now let's ask David what to run into someone is.
Tropezarse con alguien en la calle.
Yeah, encontrarse con alguien, okay?
sí.
But just by chance, okay? So what's the sentence? I last ran into him on Wednesday. Very good. When did you last run into him? When did you last run into him? I can't remember. When? Very good. You last ran into him on Wednesday. Very good. Are you ready for the next one?
Yes, I am.
You were last in a bad mood 1 week ago. What is to be in a bad mood?
Estar de mal genio.
Yeah, exactly. So you were last in a bad mood 1 week ago.
When were you?
Not you.
When was I last in a bad mood?
Very good. Very good. I can't remember. When was it?
I was in a bad mood.
I was last.
I was last in a bad mood Last week? Okay.
No, 1 week ago.
Okay. I was last in a bad mood 1 week ago.
Very good. And you were first in a bad mood?
I was first in a bad mood many years ago.
Okay, when I was 2 months old, for
Yes.
example. Okay. Okay, so I was last in a bad mood 1 week ago. Okay. The next one is for you. Paul last baked a cake in 2003. Very good. When did Paul last bake a cake? When did Paul last bake a cake? I can't remember. When was it? Paul last baked a cake in 2003. Very good. The next one is for David. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. It was first aired in January. It was first aired in January. What is for something to air?
I don't know.
Emitir.
Okay.
Okay. It was first aired in January.
When was
When was
it first aired?
Very good. I can't remember. You tell me.
It was first aired in January.
Very good. It was first aired in January. Okay, the next one is for you at home, okay? I first traveled abroad when I was 9. I first traveled abroad when I was 9. Very good. When did you first travel abroad? I don't know. You tell me. Very good. You first traveled abroad when you were 9. Very, very good. And thank you very much, David, for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you at home as well. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Okay, welcome back. Translation list. Camera 1, rápido, quick. We have a lot of work to do. Me quedan bastantes listas para escribir, para preparar. I have quite a few lists left to do. I have quite a few lists left to write. Me quedan bastantes. How many lists do you have left to write? Bastantes. Quite a few. Quite a few. Quite a few es plural, para plurales. En este caso, listas. I have quite a few lists left para escribir, to write. I have quite a few lists left to write. Es impresionante lo informado que es ese tío, ¿eh? It's incredible. It's impressive. En inglés no es impresionante, es impresivo. Como depresivo, impresivo, expresivo. En inglés todos son ivos. Hasta divos hay también. Okay, so it's impressive. Impresionante. It's impressive how knowledgeable that guy is. Now, knowledgeable es informado de sabiduría y sapiencia y de conocimientos. Knowledgeable. Knowledgeable. Informed está muy informado porque ha recibido la información pertinente. But knowledgeable es informado de todo. Sabe de todo y conoce de todo. So it's impressive how knowledgeable. Viene la palabra knowledge, conocimientos. Knowledge. 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 It's impressive how knowledgeable that guy is. Tenemos que casar nuestros recursos con vuestras necesidades. Toma. We have to match. To match, como una cerilla. To match is casar cosas. This sweater matches this shirt. I need to be careful. There's a microphone near here. Y me echa la bronca. They tell me off. Yeah, this sweater matches this shirt. But the sweater doesn't match my eye color. To match, casan. Now, tenemos que casar nuestros recursos con vuestras necesidades. We have to match our resources with your needs. Necessities? No, needs. Necessities are las necesidades básicas. Food, shelter, cobijo, and clothing. These are basic necessities. But needs include psychological needs, many other things. Like English is a need. So we have to match our resources with your needs. To match is casar. También es una casamentera. Is a matchmaker. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. A darling and handsome young man. Ensaya tu discurso todas las veces que puedas. Rehearse your speech as many times as you can. rehearse. Ensayar, como repetir una actuación preliminar, previo a hacerlo, es to rehearse. Ensayar también es to test, con probete de ensayo. Okay, to test, poner a prueba. But to rehearse, I don't rehearse this class. I don't, because I don't need to rehearse the class. Some teachers perhaps rehearse their class. When I give a speech, I don't rehearse the speech. Normally, no, I don't need to rehearse the speech because I know the subjects very well. And I have a lot of experience speaking in public, so I don't need to rehearse, okay, my speech. Sometimes if I give a commercial, un anuncio de televisión o radio, I need to rehearse because I need to memorize my lines and rehearse, okay? So, ensaya tu discurso todas las veces que puedas. Rehearse your speech as many times as you can. Ponte delante de un espejo. Stand, otra vez te pide, in front of a mirror. Stand in front of a mirror. He venido para pedir un anticipo, por favor. I've come to ask for an advance. Excuse me, Mr. Johnson. Yes, listen. This month has been a special month for myself and my family, and to make a long story short, okay, para abreviar, que largo que es en inglés, para hacer una historia larga, corta, to make a long story short, y esta expresión se usa a diario en inglés. To make a long story short, I need an advance, okay? I've come to ask for an advance. Sure, Michael. What kind of advance do you need? 3 months. 3 months? Oh, what's your problem, Michael? Well, Mr. Evans, Mr. Johnson, okay. He venido para pedir un anticipo. I've come to ask for an advance, un avance de dinero. Decís anticipo y nosotros advance con D. I've come to ask for an advance. Eres un pesado, eh? You're a pain in the neck. Yeah. Ask me if Maria is a pain in the neck. Richard, is Maria a pain in the neck? Nah, well, usually not. Usually not, okay? Yeah, so she's a saint. Este celo es muy pegajoso. Pues claro, this tape is very sticky. Bah, tape es como tape. Como una cinta de cassette es a tape. Como grabar puede ser tu tape, según el tipo de grabación. Tape is celo, papel celo, tape. Scotch tape or the British say cello tape, papel celo, yeah, cello tape, cellophane tape. But tape is the generic word. Pegajoso is sticky. Maria, this is very sticky. It's sticky. My God, my fingers are sticky. Stick, además de palo, también es pegar. To stick the stamp on the envelope. To stick the stamp on the envelope using your tongue, all right, to stick. And it's sticky. Now my fingers are sticky. Okay. Este celo es muy pegajoso. This tape is very sticky. Él pasó su niñez en un orfanato. He spent his childhood in an orphanage, orfanaje in English, orphanage. He spent his childhood, adulthood, likelihood, Robin Hood, all right? Childhood. Motherhood, fatherhood. He spent his childhood in an orphanage. ¿Quién es el encargado aquí? Who's the manager here? Who's in charge here? Who's in charge? Who's the manager? Who's in charge? Esta es mi última advertencia. No te acerques a mi novia. This is my last warning. Don't go near my girlfriend. Do you hear me? This is my last warning. Don't go near my girlfriend or mantente alejado. Stay away from my girlfriend. This is my last warning, okay? All right. Let's pass to another teacher and then I'll be back to say goodbye.
Hello there. It's nice to see you. You're very welcome. Thank you, Richard, and thank you for watching. We're going to begin today with 5 vocabulary words with the help of David. Are you willing to help us?
Yes, I'm willing to help you.
Very good. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, the first one. To run over. To run over. ¿Qué significa to run over?
Atropellar.
Okay, and can you say it in English?
To run over.
Very good. To run over. Number 2, thunder. Thunder. How do you say that in Spanish?
Trueno.
Okay, and in English, can you say it?
Thunder.
Very good. Very well done. Thunder with TH. Thunder. The next one. Roll. Roll. How do you say that?
Roll.
Okay,
Roll.
and in English?
In Spanish, papel.
Papel. Okay. Roll. Not role, roll. Okay. The next one. Inconvenient. How do you say that in Spanish?
Incómodo.
Okay, and again in English?
Inconvenient.
Very good. And one more time with the V.
Inconvenient.
Very good. Inconvenient. Inconvenient. Try this at home. Well done. Inconvenient. The last one. To translate.
Traducir.
Okay, and in English?
To translate.
Okay, now you are going to translate. Are you ready?
Yes, yes. I'm ready to translate.
Are you ready to translate? Okay, let's go. Number 1. Me quedan bastantes listas por escribir.
I have quite a few lists to write left.
Or you could just say to write without left in this
Okay.
case.
I have quite a few lists to write.
Very good. And again, I have quite a few lists to write.
I have quite a few lists to write.
Very well pronounced. Very well pronounced. I have quite a few lists to write. Practice at home. I have quite a few lists to write. Can you say it? A little louder. Very well done. Very well done. Okay, next one. Es impresionante lo informado que está ese tío.
It's impressive how well informed
Very well done.
that guy is.
Okay, now, well done, perfect. Now, in the next way I want you to say it, instead of saying well informed, I want you to say knowledgeable.
Okay. It's impressive how knowledgeable that guy is.
Very good. Okay, it's impressive how knowledgeable or well informed. It's impressive how knowledgeable that guy is. Practice at home. Good. It's impressive how knowledgeable that guy is. Tenemos que casar nuestros recursos con vuestras necesidades.
We have to match
Very good.
our resources with your necessities,
Okay, or instead of necessities, you could also say a shorter word.
with your needs.
With your needs. Again,
Okay.
one more time.
We have to match our resources with your needs.
Okay, very well pronounced again. Very well pronounced. Now, follow his idea. Follow his pronunciation. We have to match our resources with your needs. We have to match our resources with your needs. And focus on needs. Needs. Try this at home. Well done. Ensaya tu discurso todas las veces que puedas.
Rehearse your speech as many times as you can.
And one more time.
Rehearse your speech as many times as you can.
Very good. Rehearse your speech as many times as you can. Rehearse your speech as many times as you can. Okay? Next one. Ponte delante de un espejo.
Stand
Very
in
good.
front of a mirror.
And again,
Stand in front of a mirror.
okay? Stand in front of a mirror. Stand in front of a mirror. Okay? One more time.
Stand in front of a mirror.
Very good. He venido para pedir un anticipo. Un anticipo.
I've come to ask for an advance.
Yes, perfect. Well
For
done.
an advance.
Well done. For an
Okay.
advance. Excellent. Try again.
I've come to ask for an advance.
Okay. He's come to ask for an advance. I've come to ask for an advance. Okay. One more time. He venido para pedir un anticipo.
I've come to ask for an advance.
Very good. He's come to ask for an advance. In this case, I have come to ask for an advance.
Are you going to give it to me?
if you get all of these sentences right, we'll think about it.
Okay.
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 Now, the next sentence, but politely.
Okay.
Eres un pesado.
You are a pain in the neck.
In the neck. Okay. There is another way to say it, but it's not so polite for TV. But you can think about it. Again, eres un pesado.
You are a pain in the neck.
Very good. Okay. Este celo es muy pegajoso.
This stick.
Or here, this tape. Tape.
This tape is very sticky.
Sticky. Perfect. Well done.
This tape is very sticky.
Very good. Now, this.
This tape is very sticky.
Okay, try this at home. This tape is very sticky. Sticky. Try it at home. This tape is very sticky. Yes, well pronounced. This tape is very sticky. Pasó su niñez en un orfanato.
He spent
Very good.
his childhood in an orphanage.
An orphanage. Very good. And again.
He spent his childhood in an orphanage.
Very well done. Now, he spent, and be careful of he spent. He spent, link them together. He spent his childhood in an orphanage, like Oliver Twist. He spent his childhood in an orphanage. Can you say it again? And he spent.
He spent his childhood in an orphanage.
Very good. He spent his childhood in an orphanage. ¿Quién es el encargado aquí?
Who runs the show here?
Beautifully done. Oh, beautifully done. Who runs the show here? Okay. Or you could also say with in charge.
Who is in charge here?
And contract.
Who's in charge here?
Very good. Who's in charge here? Who runs the show? Okay, well done, David.
You run the show here.
I run the show, but you run the show too out there. Okay, and sometimes he runs the show.
Okay.
And Julio runs the show. Okay. Next one. Esta es mi última advertencia. No te acerques a mi novia. How do you say that?
This is my last
warning.
This is my last warning. Stay away from my girlfriend.
Very good. Stay away from my girlfriend. Or don't go near. Okay? Try it this time with don't go near.
Okay. This is my last warning.
Warning.
This is my last warning. Don't go near my girlfriend.
Very good. Don't go near my girlfriend. Now, this is my last warning. Keep practicing your English. Okay? One last one. Estas directrices fueron elaboradas por un equipo de expertos.
These directions
or guidelines.
These guidelines were drawn up. These guidelines were drawn up by a team of experts.
Very good. Very well done. Okay. Thank you and goodbye.
Okay, class number 77, finished, over, never again we'll do this class. Bueno, me no, maybe you. In fact, I recommend that you watch this class as many times as possible. Hay que pecar si es posible por exceso que por defecto en el aprendizaje de un idioma. It's so difficult to really gain a good command of a second language that it requires an extra effort. It requires going too far than not going far enough. The expression in Spanish, very nice expression, vale más vale pecar por exceso que por defecto, is perfectly applicable and recommendable in this case. Spend all the time you can, because if you do, probably you will find this course extraordinarily beneficial. Okay, see you tomorrow.